So yeah, what I want to talk about right now is an issue, is the topic of why do we live in such a miserable planet? Now, the reason why we live in such a miserable planet, in all honesty, and what I mean by miserable, I mean like mood and all that sort of stuff, is for the simple reason, and this is for opinion related videos. So if you're not into hearing people's honest opinions on things, this is not something for you. If you want it to be indecisive and up for interpretation, this is definitely not the video for you. Not trying to throw it in people's faces, but I'm just saying, because not everything is for everybody. So I just wanted to get that out there quickly. So when it comes to the reason why we live in such a miserable planet, is that the reason why we live in an unhappy planet is for the simple one reason. When people actually get the success that they wanted in this world, they don't experience the feeling that they expected to feel. Now, what exactly is this feeling? Well, the feeling is, well, happiness. The happiness they expected to feel. Now, the reason why they don't experience the happiness that I think they expected to feel, in my honest opinion, is because I don't think, and it's not dumb to blame, in this situation. It's just simply um, more of a case of I think just living in just a miserable planet in the first place, and just poor planning and just a lot of issues, honestly. But yeah, when it comes, but yeah, to get back to the point, when it comes to the issue of living, of why people are so unhappy, is because they don't really have goals. They didn't really set out and plan out what they were thinking and what they wanted to do with their lives. And there's also another reason why it's like that. But let's first focus on this purpose. What a goal would be is setting out a goal for what you want in life, is writing on paper like what you want from life. What do you hope to gain from life? Like just everything, from having good morals to, um, in general, just, you know, like where do you plan to see yourself? Do you really want to be so successful? Do you want to have as big of a mansion? It's just pretty much a case of planning. Just like planning a house, you might have an idea on what you want to plan for your house to make it more likely it's going to come out better, you know? So that's pretty much what I was trying to say, is you just want to actually keep track of what you want to do, but they don't teach people this sort of stuff. And the other issue, which is the other reason why we live in such an unhappy world, is that a lot of people don't know how to defend themselves from negative people, in all honesty. Because negative people are every and anywhere. I never heard of the cliche. I did a video similar to this before, actually. Um, actually, to be quite frankly honest with you, and it was pretty much, it was similar, it's but this is of course newer and more updated, and but just to get back to the point, um, it's just because people don't know how to deal with negative people. Because negative people in general, they're every and anywhere, and they love to put people down. And you ever heard of the cliche saying, I was having a good day and then I talked to somebody and then they shouted at me and said something very negative to me? That is one thing I definitely recommend if you want to have a good day and a good life, is that see if there's someone you don't know, don't say hi to them. Don't just walk past them. It's They have their own life. They have their own things to solve. Don't just randomly greet people like some people do. I see some people doing just on the street, just go past them and just realize they have their own life, you have your own life, you know. Not unless you know them or something, and even then you want to be careful because some people are just nasty. Um, and you don't even know that they're nasty until you realize later on, you know. Because that's another reason why the world's so miserable is because when, aside from actually focusing on the more pleasant parts, which I referred to before, is also for the simple fact that people don't know people don't know how to defend themselves. Because when you deal with negative people, it's never a pleasant experience, as as it doesn't take anyone to understand that fact. It's not a very pleasant experience at all. Um, and you have to realize the game that, and you have to, when they say something like, "Oh my gosh, you shut up," or something like that, just like some, I don't even want to discuss the situation. Um, you know, uh, but yeah, just in general, they're just being disrespectful. Do you know how to defend yourself? Do you know how to actually feel good on a good day? And someone disrespects you. Maybe it's not, you didn't even walk up to them and greet them or anything for no apparent reason, for someone you don't even know. It's just, you just were minding your own business and someone tried to ruin it. Do you know how to defend yourself mentally and just simply say, and defend yourself mentally instead of just worrying excessively, what did I do wrong and all that sort of stuff? You just simply say, you know what, why do I care what this person says? Because I know there's a lot of people out there who are probably not like this person. I don't even know this person. Why do I care what they have to say? Like, that's thinking defensively. You have to have a defensive mind sometimes in certain situations. And if you don't, you're just going to be you're just going to have your mood sink, and maybe even possibly have some really bad experiences. To be quite frankly honest with you. And just in general, to return back to the point I was making way before. I was just talking about the technique just now. Um, the reason why we don't live in a miserable world is because when people get what they want, they're not happy. And the reason why they're not happy is for the two reasons I previously mentioned. They're not happy with their lives, even if they didn't do anything wrong. They don't get the buzz they expected to feel. And if you're at the top of the world, literally, in some cases, who knows, maybe even literally in a sense, and you don't feel it, what does that signal to the people at the bottom? You know? That's not a good situation at all. That's not a good situation at all. That's very, very depressing. That's very depressing. And this is why it's good for people to understand themselves well, and it's good for people to understand the type of person that they are and what you want in advance before you get it, and then you just don't know what to make of it and all that sort of stuff. And that's pretty much it. And that's why the world sucks so much, in all honesty. Because I'm telling you, if people actually felt the happiness they expected to feel when they got what they wanted, oh my gosh, this world would be so amazing. Because it means all the hard work, the hard labor you put into everything was worth it, and you actually notice a difference, and it would just not be miserable. I guarantee you that. I guarantee it would be a much more rewarding experience and than what you think it is. And that is the reason why we live in such a miserable planet. You know, um why we live in such a miserable planet. And some people say God will give you this, but it's not that way. And it's not that way. It just comes down to common sense. And this is my video. This is all I have to say. And that was about it, really. You know, that was about it, really. And that's it.